updated.
Okay. And just for the listening audience, I mean, I'm sure it's kind of public information, but so how many, I guess, other wives and how many other children did the Imam have?
Well, the children, it's 8 of us, and in reference to wives, my father was married many times, but at the time of his passing, he had 2 wives, Shirley Mohammed and Sister Khadija Sadiq Mohammed. And I'm saying Mohammed because she's using Mohammed now as her last name, but her legal name is Khadija Sadiq.
Okay. And explain to us, why did he have, in your opinion anyway, why did he have 2 wives at the time of his death?
Well, you mean why? Meaning his personal reason?
No, I mean, well, no, I don't mean
Am I saying that he had 2 wives?
Yeah, you're saying that he had 2 wives.
Well, I'm saying that he had 2 wives because that's what he told me. And I think many of us know that Sister Khadija was his wife, and many of us know that Sister Shirley was his wife. Sister Shirley was legally his wife. They had not been divorced since they remarried in the 70s, I believe it was. I don't know the exact date. I don't remember. But he also never pronounced an Islamic divorce. And because he never told me or never told anybody else that I know of publicly that he was divorced from her after a certain point. Now, at one point he did say that, but this was years ago. But we know that you can remarry. So my last conversations over the last 10 years, 15 years, but specifically the last 10 years, not even 10, even closer to that, around the time that he married Khadijah, I knew in conversations with my father that he was still married to my mother, and in conversations with my mother, because the conversation came up. And I often have been put in the situation of mediator between my mother and father over the years, and I had a conversation with him because my mother actually wanted to divorce my father. And then he sent me back with a message and asked her, why does she want to divorce me now at this point? And I took that back to her, and she reflected, I guess, but she ended up changing her mind, and she had a legal separation. But she never pronounced divorce Islamically, and she never got divorced legally in the courts. And so this is why I say that he had 2 wives, and I say he was married to Khadijah. Now, some people don't feel that he was married to Khadijah, because some people say that wasn't legal. But as a Muslim and as an American, I feel that Islamic marriages are legal. In America, we respect verbal agreements. We respect written agreements. And if you have a verbal agreement that this is your wife or this is your husband, and if you put that verbal agreement in writing, then that's your wife or that's your husband. So, and then even past my understanding of both situations, I have talked to my father about polygamy. And he said that he had 2 wives. I had many conversations with him about polygamy because of my own situation, and also because of others. I work with women in reference to my organization, Shamsia. So the conversation of polygamy came up many times with my father. And what he said was that in Islam, polygamy is accepted, but in Islam, polygamy is not the norm. And he said that we should not advocate polygamy. So this is why he never boasted or publicly stated, I have 2 wives. Because, of course, we know that people follow Imam Muhammad. Right. And just as many years ago, the brothers started wearing scarves or little bandanas on their head because he wore it. Right. They would surely start taking on more wives because he had 2. So he didn't want to advocate. He didn't want to advocate polygamy because that wasn't appropriate.
Okay. So from you personal person speaking on your personal knowledge of your father is that you recognize Shirley, Sister Shirley, and Sister Khadijah as his wives at the time of his death.